Hello and welcome to ISM Radio. I'm your host, Gage, and we are here tonight at Oheka Castle for an executive networking event with ISM. And I have the pleasure of sitting here with Rob Marchese, the founder of Zipbox Storage Facility here on Long Island, located in Bohemia. It's a family-owned business.
It is.
Nice. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about it, because you guys cover a lot of stuff. You don't just do one thing, and now you're growing into another area that's really exploding for you. So let's talk about how you started and the basics behind the storage and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in 2016, I had this idea to start an on-demand storage company.
Okay.
So basically a problem in New York City, right? Everybody's got tiny apartments.
Right.
And
no place to put stuff.
No place to put stuff, and logistics is a nightmare. So, like, where do you store your holiday decorations when it's not a holiday?
For 11 months of the year.
Exactly. And your seasonal items, snowboard in the summer, bicycles in the winter, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So started a business around that. Basically, we had an app that will allow you to have a photographed inventory of anything that you stored with us. We would pick items up from your home, barcode and photograph everything, and then whenever you wanted anything back, you'd go into the app, push a button. We would deliver that item back to you upon request.
That's pretty serious service right there.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, and that took off for us. But it took me about a year or so to realize that I am a moving company.
Right.
So we expanded. So we went from offering just storage services, pickup and delivery, and then transitioned into full service moving and storage.
Right, but you guys are a lot more. You are local movers, you're long distance movers, you do office and commercial moving. The list goes on and on. Parking services, apartment movers, junk removal. You do free home estimates. So there's a lot of stuff that you do. If you had to touch base on one or two of them, which is probably the most popular out of the list?
So we, moving, whether it's a home, apartment, to me is all generally the same.
Right.
So that is our bread and butter.
There you go. That's the biggest part of it.
And storage simultaneous with that. And then we have a niche of working with interior designers.
Okay, great.
So interior design logistics. We are a receiving warehouse for designers. And we, upon receiving things, we thoroughly inspect items for them. Imagine a designer ordering furniture, say for this beautiful library.
Right,
that we're sitting
in. At Oheka.
At Oheka Castle, right? As we receive all this furniture into our warehouse, we would open everything up, inspect it thoroughly, and make sure there's no damage. We would then store it until their installation date, and then we would deliver the items and then put it all in place, assemble items, etc. So that's becoming a huge part of our business.
Yeah, that's definitely a niche business, and there's nobody doing stuff like that at that level.
I can't say that there's nobody doing it, but we are one of the best that's doing it, and there's not as many people doing it.
And right here on Long Island, so.
Exactly, right in the middle between Hamptons and New York City. It's the perfect.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Perfect location.
And I'm sure you do a lot of work out east, because that's, it's people like that are getting the furniture that's in this library right now.
Absolutely.
For their library out in Montauk and the Hamptons.
Yeah, between the Hamptons, New York City, and Miami, we stay pretty busy.
Right. So you guys, like you said, moving is a big thing. Yeah. So when you move people, you're moving people from Long Island to Florida, because a big fluctuation of people went to down south. Yep. So you were very busy moving people down south.
Extremely busy. And
they trust you with their stuff, and, the way that you take care of their things to move it. That's a big part of picking which company you're going to hire to do that.
It is. It's very, it's hard to earn people's trust.
Yes.
Right? So people are very weary about the moving process.
Sure.
Moving is probably one of the most stressful things that somebody's going to go through in their life.
Right. Just unpacking. After it's moved, just unpacking alone is enough stress for anxiety to, create.
Or the packing.
So to put it in the boxes.
The packing, unpacking might be easier because the packing, you're sorting through,
what's going and what's not.
20 years worth of shit that you've accumulated that you are now sorting, and exactly what you're going to get rid of and what you're going to purge. And so it's a hard process. But we can handle all that, though, for you.
There's a lot of work.
People don't have to touch a thing.
That's great.
Entire house for them.
And give me an idea of the logistics with the facility and whatnot, because it's a bit. You guys have a pretty big place.
30,000 square foot warehouse. Started out in a 15,000 square foot warehouse, and we've doubled in size. Right located in Bohemia. Absolute beautiful building. We got beautiful corporate office and a beautiful warehouse, and we're just gonna keep growing.
And if any of these listeners want to go get in touch with you, what is the best way for them to do that?
Well, go to our website, zipbox.com. That's ZIPPBOXX.com. Or you could call our office at 631-677-1251.
Right. There were 2 P's and 2 X's.
Yes, they spelled it illiterally.
But it comes, I'll tell you, it's the first one to come up on Google. I typed it in today. I saw it. I checked out the website. That's how I knew you guys were from Bohemia. And right here, I did a little research.
Oh, of course.
And yeah, you guys right at the top of the list. I don't even know if I spelled it right, but I think I did.
Fortunately, there's nobody else with our name. So you, even if you spelled it wrong, you'll probably find us.
Right. And so where's a popular pace? People are leaving Long Island right now. You got to be busy. Where are you moving people to?
It's funny. It keeps shifting. We're now starting to go more towards, Texas, Indiana.
They're going west. They're going mid.
North, a little bit more north, a little bit more west.
Wow.
Florida, the Carolinas have seemed to have died down a little bit at the moment, So it's, people are it's more spread out. I can't say there's a concentrated area. During COVID, right after COVID, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida
were number 1. Those were the top 3.
Everybody was fleeing New York
to go south, right?
Going
heading
there.
south, yeah.
Then they realized and they said, "Shit, we're back in New York."
Yeah, they get hit first hurricane, and they're like, "I'm out of here."
Well, they're moving next to the neighbor they were trying to get rid of.
Right,
right. So now they're trying to go like further away where nobody else is going.
Right. Yeah, you don't realize how good we have it here on the island. There's a reason why we live here.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful place.
So we love our winters.
I always say it. No, I fucking hate our winters.
Well, I'm a boater, so don't get me wrong. Those 5 months, I'm miserable. I want to be down south, which is what I'm trying to plan for the future. So, yeah, I get it. I understand. But back to Zipbox. So what else can we tell them about the business that maybe they don't know or something they're not thinking about, whether it comes to the moving process or let's go into, AI. We were just speaking about that earlier. You're taking stuff to a whole new level.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's, if you sit and you just watch the world, AI has like become a big buzzword,
right.
but it's real and it's changing a lot of things. And, the way that I feel is that if you're not on the forefront of it, right. You're going to get hit by it, and you're going to get run over by it, and you're going to be replaced by it.
Yeah, I was just going to say your job may be evaluated because of it.
So people will say like, oh well, moving labor, you'll never be replaced by that. That is not true. There are robots being built there are autonomous vehicles being built that a person don't need to worry about driving a truck.
And the moving truck, the guy that drives the moving truck, could be replaced in 10 years.
Everybody can be.
Everybody
be replaced,
especially with AI.
They say that 50% of white-collar jobs will be replaced. White-collar entry-level jobs will be replaced in the next 3 to 5 years.
Right. And how is this affecting the moving industry? Because you just touched on autonomous vehicles, people checking out at counters, things are getting autonomously done.
Yeah. So, what I look to do is how is it that I can best provide a best service for my customers, right? So, what are areas of my business to where micromanagement you can fall short sometimes or whatnot? One of those things could be sort of the monotonous of confirmation calls. Calling all the jobs for tomorrow to make sure that everybody is prepared, ready to go, let them know what time we'll be there. So creating AI voice agents that can make those calls for me. So I set a trigger for a voice agent to be triggered at a specific time to call my clients and get all the detailed information about their move. If they need help, any extra help, if they need to donate stuff, junk stuff, store stuff, pack stuff, my agent can take all of that information just as good as a human can,
right,
and relay it to the people that need to know that. Hiring. So when somebody places or responds to a job ad that I have, my AI voice agents will call those resumes immediately and give a phone interview to those potential candidates, and then pre-qualify them before bringing them in for an interview.
Right, and the pre-qualification is all this time that's being saved.
Absolutely. That
you don't have to pay an employee, which is why people don't realize they can be replaced by this, and it's happening, and you just described how it's happening.
Absolutely. So I'm not trying to replace humans people at
You're
this
trying
point.
to make your business more efficient. That's it.
So now we could focus more on customer service, selling moves, and doing those types of things, and my people don't need to worry about that.
The small details that can be handled by AI and handled at better than a human can.
100%.
Which is what makes you more efficient and better at what you do.
I type in a prompt and I get it to do what I want it to do, and you don't have to worry about the training and the micromanagement.
Right. So you hear it, guys. You know, they're taking the storage to the whole new level, the moving to a whole new level. Yeah. And I mean, the way you inventory people's stuff with barcodes, I mean, that was the beginning. That's how you started in this.
Yeah, that's how we started. And then now we have a whole new photographed app that we use. I mean, that's another thing, doing interior design logistics. We're working on a workflow now that you take a photograph of an item that we've received, and it will trigger a voice agent to call that designer and let them know that we received that piece for them. So we no longer have to pick up the phone to call them.
Right.
So I could have
just
AI
those few minutes and that step eliminated. Look at all the time and money it saved.
Huge. And when you're receiving hundreds of pieces of items, hundreds of pieces of furniture a week, yes, it saves a lot of time.
700, 800. You know, now you're talking about 1,000 pieces of furniture, 1,000 phone calls. You know, look at what AI is doing. Absolutely
crazy.
So, the best way to get in touch with them, guys, is to head over to the website, which is zipbox.com, and that's ZIPPBOXX.com. It's not illiterate. It was just to be different, and that's exactly what you guys are. You have a different type of storage moving business, and that's what makes you guys so cool.
Absolutely.
And we love having you here on Long Island.
Thank you so much.
It's awesome. So great having you here at Oheka tonight. I mean,
this
is a great event. We had a lot of great people showing up. We still got more people to podcast, but we really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we appreciate founder of Zipbox, Rob Marchese, helping us out here tonight and jumping on. We appreciate you coming to the event.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to seeing you next time.
I'll be here.
All right, guys. Your host, Gage, signing off with Rob Marchese from zipbox.com. Check it out. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.